Good morning, students. Today we are going to see about the chemical messengers, hormones and their feedback system. What is meant by a chemical messenger? These are molecules that specialized cells synthesize and secrete. It can be categorized under various headings. They are local chemical messenger, neurotransmitter, neuropeptides, hormones, and local chemical messengers. Many cells secrete chemicals that alter the physiological conditions in the immediate vicinity. Most of these chemicals act on the same cell. If it acts on the same cell, it is called as autocrine agent. Or if it acts on the adjacent cells, it is called as paracrine agents and do not accumulate in the blood. Vertebrate examples include some of the chemicals called lumos that the gut produces and chat help regulate the digestion. In a wound, mast cells secrete a substance called histamine that participates in the inflammatory response. You can see the endocrine signaling and the paracrine signaling in this slide. See, the signal molecules travel through the bloodstream and it acts upon the target cell in the endocrine signaling. Whether in the paracrine signaling, you can see that the signaling cell directly acts upon the neighboring cell, whereas in the autocrine signaling, the cell acts upon its own cell. Neurotransmitters. Neurons secrete chemicals called neurotransmitters that act on immediately on the adjacent target cells. These chemical messengers reach high concentration in the synaptic cleft, act quickly, and are actively degraded and recycled. Example, acetylcholine causes contraction of the skeletal muscle. Neuropeptides. Some specialized neurons secrete neuropeptides. These are also called as neurohormones. The blood or other body fluids transport neuropeptides to non-adjacent target cells where neuropeptides exert their effects. In mammals, for example, certain nerve cells in the hypothalamus release a neuropeptide that causes the pituitary gland to release the hormone oxytocin, which induces powerful uterine contractions during the delivery of the offspring. Endocrine glands or cells which secrete hormones into the bloodstreams transports to the non-adjacent target cells. For example, insulin is secreted by the pancreas and it regulates the energy metabolism. Pheromones. Pheromones are chemical messengers released to the exterior of one animal that affects the behavior of another individual of the same species. What is the interlinkage of nervous system and endocrine system? Scientists now recognize that the nervous and endocrine systems work together as an all-encompassing communicative and integrative network called the neuroendocrine system. In this system, feedback systems regulate chemical messengers in their short and long-term coordination of animal body function to maintain the homeostasis. Action of hormones. Hormones circulate through body fluids and affects the metabolic activity of a target cell or tissue in a specific way. A target cell has receptors to which chemical messengers either selectively bind to or on which they have an effect. Only rarely does a hormone operate in. The classes of hormones are it may be a protein, it may be a amine, steroids or eicosanoids. Hormones that the vertebrate pancreas secretes are proteins. Those that are secreted by the thyroid glands are amines. The ovaries, testes, and cortex of the adrenal glands secrete steroids. Produced from 20 carbon fatty acid, arachidonic acid, produced in the cells except RBC are involved in feedback control system of the hormone secretion. A feedback control system monitors changes in the animal or in the external environment and sends information to a central control unit, which makes the feedback system may be either a positive feedback system or a negative feedback system. Positive feedback system. It reinforces the initial stimulus. It is relatively rare in animals because they usually lead to instability of pathological states. Surges of hormones can occur with a positive feedback. One example of the positive feedback system is the surge of the luteinizing hormone that occurs as a result of the stimulatory effect of estrogen of the anterior pituitary before ovulation. Negative feedback system. A feedback response that produces or which counteracts the initiating stimulus is called as a negative feedback system. Negative feedback system monitors the amount of hormone secreted, altering the amount of cellular activity as needed to maintain homeostasis. Thank you.